According to ESPN's NBA Rumor Central, the Cavaliers are fixated on young star and Kyrie Irving trade talks. Knicks young star in Kyrie Irving trade talks. Porzingis is who they want. Now, if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers and you know LeBron's out the door next year and your best point guard, your best guard wants to leave the team and has been requesting a trade, yes, you are supposed to be asking for absurd players in return to see what teams are dumb enough to bite. Thank God Phil Jackson is not a part of the Knicks organization anymore, because you just know Phil would take this trade rumor, maybe tweet out a picture of Porzingis and then just put like the two eyes emoji, right? And that would be it. That's all he would do. And then he'd probably say something about Carmelo Anthony playing in a hoodie. By the way, Carmelo Anthony, one of my favorite tweets of the summer, was somebody picked it up and said, and I'll find it for you in post-production, but the tweet goes, Carmelo Anthony is simply just done with you fools, and he's doing sky hooks over kids in pickup basketball. Oh, good for Melo. Wear the hoodie on the court and he might average 60 in the NBA. So according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, reports that the player the Cavs are seeking include the New York Knicks' Kristaps Porzingis, the Boston Celtics' Jason Tatum, the Phoenix Suns' Josh Jackson, and the Denver Nuggets' Jamal Murray, according to league sources. He goes on to say that the teams offering packages of veteran players aren't drawing much interest from Cleveland as the team prepares for the possibility of a future without LeBron James, which the writing's on the wall here. It's been on the wall for a couple weeks now. LeBron very much seems like he won't be back next year. And if Kyrie Irving's out the door, well then the Cavs' future, once again, is scorched earth of a team. Like, you're gonna be left with who? 41-year-old Richard Jefferson and J.R. Smith and Amon Shumpert. Super fun guys to hang out with, I'm sure. Not exactly who you want to pay to see every day and try to win you another championship, even in the Eastern Conference. So it's not dumb for the Cavs to want these type of players. Since day one when the trade rumors started happening, I really think and still think that the Denver Nuggets and Rick believes the Phoenix Suns are the two teams that Kyrie Irving really should go play with, because they would immediately become more of a threat with the experience but still youth of Kyrie Irving on the team. Irving's what, 24, 25 years old and hit the biggest shot in Cavs history to not necessarily win them the championship, was instrumental in them winning the NBA finals and getting the Cavs their first finals. But also don't forget, before LeBron James showed back up in Cleveland, Kyrie Irving's team not so hot. Kyrie Irving was able to, at least light up the stat sheet as I pull it up literally in front of me in about 2 seconds. One, because it's just better to have the numbers in front of you, and two, because I need to find the Cavaliers season log. And we can stick with this. Hold, I think I need the editors to play some kind of 1 hour later.
6 hours later.
LeBron comes into the league after the Cavaliers finished 15th in the Eastern Conference, 2002-2003. They immediately win 35 games after winning 17 the year before, and then they start going above 500 until LeBron leaves again. They're 42-40, 50-32, and they won their first playoff series in a long time, and then they go to the NBA Finals with one of the worst teams in the history of the NBA Finals. That LeBron James team, you can't name one player, it was so bad. No offense to Mo Buckets, Mo Williams, and what was it, Eric Snow? Or am I confusing the two players that are on the, what do you call it, the Allen Iverson years? Still, the other worst team to make the NBA Finals was the AI 76ers. That's the only time that two players have actually done it by themselves, but wasn't enough to obviously win it. LeBron James leaves Cleveland for Miami, and immediately the Cavs go 19-63. Immediately, they were a 61-win team. A year before, they had a 744 winning percentage and they dropped to 232. My God, reminds me of like senior year of high school, where I had like a 74 average going into like the second half, and then you get into college and you're like, oh, what'd you get on your last test? Well, I'm already in school, I got a 23. They go 15th in the Eastern Conference, and they finished at the bottom of the barrel, and they draft Kyrie Irving, who becomes Rookie of the Year. And in his first season, they're 21-45, so an improvement. But in his second season, they're 24-58. And in their third season, now remember, when LeBron came into the league, in their third season, they were 42-40. They went above 500. In Kyrie's third season, they were 33-49. So no, Kyrie Irving is not the one guy who can do it by himself, but you put him around young pieces in Phoenix like a Devin Booker, and you have yourselves immediately a backcourt for the future. In Denver, with Nikola Jokic, who again, I just talked about in NBA rankings wise and tiers and stuff like that, there's a reason for him soon, if not, I mean, as what, he was in his second year last year, he's gonna be in his third year now. Jokic is such a unique passing point center who, it's not even a handles thing, it's just court vision. He's got 360 camera vision. If you've seen those HD 360 cameras, that's what he sees. He's got eyes in the back of his head, on the side of his head, on the side of his neck, on the side of his butt. Doesn't matter, he sees everything. So having a guy like Kyrie Irving, who you know can finish at the rim in ways that physics doesn't necessarily agree with, it makes Neil deGrasse Tyson's head explode how it happens. With a guy like Jokic there, it makes sense. And Kenneth Faried, who is younger than we all think, a tremendous force on the glass, a physical, strong presence in the paint, although never turned out to be as dominant as we thought he would be. Maybe if we put some, again, more pieces around him, and the gravity of the attention comes off of him a little bit more, he gets to fill that role, even like that Tristan Thompson-esque role that Tristan Thompson plays on the Cavs, just grab offensive rebounds nonstop type of guy. And that would be Denver. For Phoenix, if you don't have to give up Josh Jackson, or if you do, again, as I mentioned with Devin Booker. Why the Knicks, to me, if you're gonna give up Porzingis, I don't want Kyrie Irving, is because the idea is I want Kyrie and Porzingis. Nas says the world is yours. Well, I want Kyrie and Porzingis, okay? Whose world is this? The world is yours. So if we give up our unicorn, the guy who's hit more three-pointers in his first 2 seasons in the NBA than James Harden did, and Steph Curry did, the guy who's blocked more shots in his first 2 seasons in the NBA, as I think Dikembe Mutombo did, the guy who's been more efficient than Patrick Ewing was from the 2-point range, I believe, in his first 2 seasons. How unique of a player Kristaps Porzingis fits into the same tone as Karl-Anthony Towns and Jokic and this new wave and Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's 7'3". He can dunk on people. His putback ability is something that it shows that his timing anticipation is a step ahead of people that are his age. He's got a great looking 3-point shot. He's been working with Dirk Nowitzki all summer. You want Kyrie and Porzingis to lead the Knicks together. So we give up Porzingis. We have Melo, who doesn't really want to leave, we don't think. And at some point when his contract is up, he will be gone. Well, then you're left with not still necessarily a bad core of Kyrie, Frank Ntilikina, who we have no idea what he's going to turn out to be, and Willie Hernangomez, and the subway repair money that we spent on Tim Hardaway Jr. Anybody who doesn't get that joke is because the MTA system in New York is literally it's going off the rails, and we could have used the Knicks money to fix the subway system. Because you want to really piss off New Yorkers, make the trains run late, and then take away their pizza, and make the Knicks even worse, and we might burn down Penn Station. Madison Square Garden's above Penn Station. So, genius architecture, by the way. Let's put the world's most famous arena, their tagline, and one I agree with, above the city's most populated train hub. Got the Long Island Railroad, you got everybody coming in from every direction, NJ Transit. Why would you do that? Jesus. Although it does remind me now, really quick tangent, not Superbad, Pineapple Express, where he talks about his favorite engineers. So now I will pull up that before we get into a little bit more as to why Kyrie Irving probably shouldn't be a Knick if we have to give up Kristaps Porzingis. Sound bites.
What the fuck is this thing?
Cross joint.
Yeah.
Never smoked one of those?
You could smoke this?
Hell yeah, man.
No.
This is the future. This is like the apex of the vortex of joint engineering. It's rumored that M.M. O'Shaughnessy designed the first one, the guy who designed the Golden Gate Bridge.
Of course.
My second favorite civil engineer behind Hans Carl Vandal, Madison Square Garden. What you do.
Hans Carl Vandal. Van Dam, whatever. Madison Square Garden. So yeah, if we have to give up Porzingis, not worth it. I understand why the Cavs do this. Why wouldn't you? It's not up to Kyrie Irving. I think it's so funny that hey guys, here's my trade request. I want these 4 teams. That'll be great, thanks. Doesn't matter if the Cavs wanted to be total D-bags about it, they could send them to the Atlanta Hawks for a first-round pick It's a giant waste for the Cavs. They wouldn't be able to get anything in return besides whoever turns out to be that pick, but they could just be like, no, you're going to go play in Atlanta because you wanted to play in any of these other places. Denver, Phoenix, I still think make the most sense because of what you can build together with that and what you can get back in return. As we mentioned, the Jamal Murrays of the world, the Josh Jacksons of the world, the Eric Bledsoes of the world. You're still getting something to compete with, especially in the Eastern Conference, back from those teams. And if you get Porzingis, yeah, then you can just build around Porzingis for the future. And I don't know what I would do. We get Kyrie Irving, so on one hand, one of my favorite players, Uncle Drew, Newark, New Jersey guy, well, Australia guy, then moved to Bloomfield and then moved to Newark, New Jersey. On the other hand, we have a Tingus Pingus, 7'3", of just perfect New York basketball attitude. So it's tough. Comment below, like, favorite it, subscribe to it, follow it, all the good stuff. We'll see you next time.